Most people don't struggle with money because they're bad at math. They struggle because they never build a system. Think about it. Businesses track every dollar. Companies know exactly how much money comes in and how much goes out. But most people, they guess, they hope there's money left at the end of the month. And that's exactly why financial stress keeps repeating. The truth is, your finances can look completely different in just 90 days. Not because of some magical investment, not because of a side hustle making $10,000 a month, but because of structure, a simple system that tells every dollar where it should go. Over the next 90 days, the goal isn't to become rich. The goal is to become in control, because once control exists, wealth becomes possible. And the first step is brutally simple. Month 1, awareness. Before fixing your finances, you must understand them. Most people think they know where their money goes. They don't. Small purchases hide the real story. Coffee here, Uber there, subscriptions you forgot about. Individually, they feel small, but together, they quietly drain thousands every year. So the first step of this reset is simple. You need to become your own financial auditor. Open your bank statements from the past 3 months. Yes, every account. Your checking account, your credit cards, any payment apps, loan payments. Then create 3 simple categories. First category, fixed expenses. These are the bills that happen every month, no matter what. Rent or mortgage, utilities, insurance, car payments, groceries. These are the foundation of your financial life. Second category, lifestyle spending. These are things you choose. Eating out, shopping, entertainment, travel, coffee, subscriptions. None of these are bad, but they are the easiest places for money to quietly escape. Third category, debt payments, credit cards, student loans, personal loans. Anything that charges interest belongs here. Now comes the most important part. You calculate your monthly averages. How much do you spend in each category? And once you know that, something powerful happens. You discover your true savings rate. Income minus spending equals your financial progress. For many people, this moment is shocking. They realize they're not broke because they earn too little. They're broke because their money has no direction. But awareness alone changes behavior. Because once you see the numbers clearly, your brain automatically starts asking better questions. Do I really need this subscription? Why am I spending so much on takeout? Could this money work harder somewhere else? That curiosity is the beginning of financial transformation. Most people never reach this stage because they avoid looking at the numbers. But the people who do this exercise gain something extremely powerful, clarity. And clarity is the first step toward financial control. Right now, we are not trying to be perfect. We are simply trying to see the truth. Because once the truth is visible, changing your finances becomes much easier. And in the next step of this 900-day reset, we're going to do something incredibly powerful. We're going to find money hiding in your life, money you didn't even realize you were losing. And once you capture that money, you'll have the fuel to start rebuilding your financial future. Once you understand where your money is going, the next step is surprisingly simple. You start removing the waste. But here's where most people make a mistake. They try to cut everything. They start skipping coffee, cancel every small purchase, micromanage every dollar. And within 2 weeks, they give up because extreme budgeting is exhausting. Instead, the smart approach is something I call cutting the financial fat. You don't attack every expense. You attack the biggest leaks first. Because a few smart adjustments can free up hundreds of dollars every single month. So here's the exercise. Take the spending categories you calculated in the first step and sort them from largest to smallest. Now ask one simple question for each category. Can I reduce this by 10 to 30% over the next 90 days? That's it. You're not eliminating your lifestyle. You're optimizing it. Let's look at a few examples. Maybe you realize you're spending $250 a month on ride services. At the time, it never felt like much. But once you see the total, it changes your perspective. Maybe half those rides could be replaced by walking, public transport, or planning better. That alone could save you $100 to $150 every month. Now look at something else. Subscriptions, streaming services, apps, memberships you barely use. Many people discover they're paying $60 to $120 a month on subscriptions they forgot existed. Canceling just a few could instantly free up money. Then there's something bigger that many people ignore. Insurance. Most people never compare rates. They simply renew the same policy every year. But shopping around for insurance quotes can easily reduce your payment by $50 to $100 per month. Next comes lifestyle spending, eating out, shopping, entertainment. You don't need to eliminate these, but simply reducing them slightly can create serious savings. If someone spends $400 a month eating out, cutting that to $250 still allows them to enjoy restaurants while saving $150 every month. And here's why this matters. If you free up just $400 per month, that becomes $4,800 per year. That money could go toward paying off debt faster, building an emergency fund, investing for your future. Small adjustments create large outcomes over time. But the real power of this step isn't just the money, it's awareness of your habits. Because spending is rarely random. There's always a trigger. Maybe you order food because you're tired. Maybe you shop when you're bored. Maybe convenience becomes the default. Once you identify these patterns, you gain control. And control is what changes financial trajectories. Most people think financial success requires extreme discipline. It doesn't. It requires intentional spending. Keeping the things that genuinely improve your life and eliminating the things that quietly drain it. By the end of this step, your goal is simple. Reduce your spending by 10 to 30% without destroying your lifestyle. Once you do that, something interesting happens. You suddenly have extra money every month. And that money is about to become the most important part of this entire system. Because in the next step of the 900-day reset, we do something that separates financially stable people from everyone else. We stop relying on willpower, and we start using automation. And automation is where real financial progress begins. By this point in the 900-day reset, two important things have happened. First, you finally understand where your money goes. Second, you've removed some of the biggest leaks in your spending. And now something powerful appears. Extra money. Maybe it's $200 per month, maybe $400, maybe even more. But here's where most people make a critical mistake. They don't give that money a job. So the extra money slowly disappears back into spending. This is why the next step is the most important step in the entire system. Automation. Because automation removes the biggest enemy of financial progress, human behavior. When money sits in your checking account, your brain treats it as available. You see the number, you feel comfortable, and spending becomes easy. Automation fixes this by moving money before you have a chance to spend it. Think of it like a silent financial assistant working in the background. Here's how the system works. The moment your paycheck arrives, your money should immediately split into three directions. The first destination is short-term savings. This is where your emergency fund lives. The easiest place to keep this money is in a high-yield savings account. These accounts pay significantly more interest than traditional bank accounts. Right now, many of them pay around 3 to 4% annually, which means your savings actually grow while sitting there. Even a small amount makes a difference. $10,000 earning 4% becomes $400 per year without any effort. That's money working quietly in the background. The second destination is investments. This is the money that builds long-term wealth. The goal here isn't complicated strategies. The goal is consistency. Most successful long-term investors follow a very simple approach. They regularly invest into broad market index funds. These funds track large parts of the stock market, like the S&P 500. Instead of trying to guess which company will succeed, you simply invest in the overall growth of the economy. Historically, the stock market has returned around 8 to 10% per year over long periods. That's where real wealth is built. But the key is automatic contributions. Every paycheck, a percentage of your income moves directly into your investment account. No decision required, no temptation to skip it, just steady progress. The third destination is your spending account. This is the money that runs your life. Bills, groceries, entertainment, everything you use day to day. And here's the magic of this system. Because savings and investing already happened automatically, you can spend the remaining money without guilt. No constant budgeting, no mental stress, just knowing your future is already being funded. A good starting point for automation is simple. Save and invest at least 10% of your take-home income. Even splitting it like this works well. 5% into savings, 5% into investments. It might not feel like much today, but consistency changes everything. Let's look at a simple example. If someone invests $500 per month into the market for 30 years, with average returns, that money could grow to over $700,000. Increase that to $1,000 per month, and the number approaches $1.5 million. The secret isn't timing the market. The secret is time in the market. And automation makes sure you never miss it. At this stage of the 900-day reset, Your finances start behaving differently. Your spending is controlled. Your savings are growing. Your investments are building momentum. But there's still one major threat that can destroy financial progress faster than anything else: debt. And in the next step of the system, we're going to eliminate it strategically. Because removing high interest debt is like earning a guaranteed return on your money. And very few investments can compete with that. By now, you understand spending awareness, budgeting, and increasing income. But there is one thing that separates people who struggle with money forever from people who build wealth quietly in the background. That thing is systems. Most people try to manage money using motivation. They say, I'll save next month. I'll invest when I have extra money. I'll start budgeting soon, but motivation fades. Life gets busy and money disappears. Wealthy people don't rely on motivation. They build automatic systems because systems work even when you are lazy, tired, or distracted. Rule number 1, pay yourself first. The biggest mistake people make is this: they spend money first and save whatever is left. But the truth is, nothing is ever left. Instead, successful people reverse the order. When money enters their account, the first payment goes to their future self. For example, income, save/invest, expenses. Not income, expenses, maybe save. Even if you start small, 10% or 20%, consistency matters more than the amount. If someone earns $1,000 and invests $100 every month for years, they will be far ahead of someone who saves randomly. Rule number 2, automate your savings. Here's a powerful trick. Don't depend on discipline. Use automation. Set up an automatic transfer so that every time you receive money, a percentage goes to savings, a percentage goes to investments, the rest is for spending. This removes decision making. Because every financial mistake usually starts with a decision like, should I save this or buy something? Automation removes that choice. And when saving becomes automatic, wealth becomes automatic too. Rule number 3, separate your accounts. Another powerful strategy is account separation. Instead of keeping all money in one place, divide it into different accounts. For example, account 1, bills and essentials, account 2, savings, account 4, personal spending. This creates mental boundaries. If all your money sits in one account, it's easy to overspend, but when money has a specific job, you think twice before touching it. Rule number 4, build an emergency fund. Life is unpredictable. Cars break down. Jobs change. Unexpected expenses happen. Without an emergency fund, one crisis can destroy months of financial progress. That's why your first major goal should be saving 3 to 6 months of living expenses. This money is not for vacations or gadgets. It is only for real emergencies. An emergency fund gives you something extremely powerful: peace of mind. You stop living paycheck to paycheck. You stop panicking about sudden expenses. And you gain financial breathing room. Rule number 5, track progress monthly. One simple habit can completely change your financial life. Track your progress once a month. Look at 3 numbers: total income, total spending, total savings/investments. This takes only 10 minutes, but it keeps you aware. When you track progress, you stay focused. And when people stay focused on money, they naturally start making smarter financial decisions. Because what gets measured gets improved. In the next part, we will talk about something even more important: not just saving money, but how to make your money grow, multiply, and eventually work for you instead of you working for it. Saving money is important, but saving alone will never make you financially free. Why? Because of one silent enemy: inflation. Every year, the cost of living rises. Food becomes more expensive. Rent increases. Fuel prices go up. If your money is just sitting in a bank account doing nothing, its real value slowly decreases. That's why the final step to financial stability is learning how to grow your money. Rule number 1, understand the power of compounding. Compounding is often called the 8th wonder of the world. It simply means that your money earns returns, and then those returns start earning returns too. For example, if you invest $1,000 and earn 10% in a year, you now have $1,100. Next year, you don't earn 10% on $1,000 anymore. You earn it on $1,100. Over time, this effect becomes massive. Small investments done consistently for many years can turn into huge wealth. The biggest advantage in compounding isn't money, it's time. The earlier you start investing, the easier it becomes to build wealth. Rule number 2, invest consistently, not perfectly. Many beginners wait for the perfect time to invest. They keep thinking, maybe the market will drop. I'll start next month. I need to learn more first. But the truth is, perfect timing doesn't exist. The best strategy for most people is simple. Invest a fixed amount every single month. This strategy is powerful because it removes emotions from investing. Some months markets go up, some months markets go down. But over long periods, consistent investors usually win. Consistency beats perfection. Rule number 3, focus on long-term wealth. One of the biggest financial mistakes people make is chasing quick money. They look for fast trading profits, risky schemes, get-rich-quick opportunities. Most of these either fail or lose money. Real wealth usually grows slowly and steadily. The people who become financially secure are not the ones chasing shortcuts. They are the ones who stay patient and disciplined for years. Think of investing like planting a tree. You water it regularly, you give it time, and eventually it becomes strong enough to grow on its own. Rule number 4, increase your financial knowledge. Your income can grow only to a certain level, but your financial knowledge can grow forever. The more you learn about money, investing, and personal finance, the better decisions you will make. Spend time learning about investing basics, asset building, passive income, long-term financial planning, even reading or watching Financial Future, because better knowledge leads to better money decisions. Final thought, financial stability is not about being rich overnight. It's about building simple habits that protect and grow your money over time. If you remember only these 5 principles, your financial life can completely change. Spend consciously, budget your money, increase your income, automate your finances, invest for the long term. Most people ignore these rules, but the few who follow them consistently end up building strong, stable, and stress-free financial lives.